Here's the context. 2012 was a very bad year for rain that produced 9 severe flood warnings. We're only 6 weeks into 2014 and have already produced at least 130 such warnings. The fact is we're on a conveyor belt of bad storms crossing the Atlantic. And even though they're pumping one Olympic swimming pool worth of water out of Somerset every 90 seconds, they would have to pump for a month to get rid of all the excess water. That's if the rain stopped right now, which it won't. Our Home Affairs correspondent Andy Davis is on one of Britain's most famous and now most punished beaches. Andy.
Matt, you join me sheltering on the sea defences in front of the town of Portland. 50 yards in front of me is Chesil Beach on the Jurassic Coast. But it's too impractical and frankly too dangerous to stand up on these sea defences overlooking the beach to broadcast. This coastline has taken a battering today, and you can probably hear the thunder of the waves as they rip into this coastline. A coastline which from here near Weymouth in Dorset down to Sennin Cove in Cornwall has taken a pummeling all day. And it's not just here, it's other parts of Britain as well. It's being reported tonight that an elderly woman has been taken to hospital in Birmingham after a tree fell on her car. Such has been the intensity of the storms across England and Wales today. High winds, high seas, high drama. Sennin, Cornwall, round 2. And further up the coast, Porthlevens, boatless harbour, once again a picture of submission. This time, they took what was left of their fishing fleet out of the water before the southwesterly gales rolled in.
It's been very trying for the boat owners and the fishermen, you know what I mean? To be here at a stage that you can't do nothing for your boat. You just got to stand and watch it sink or get smashed up. I really feel for some of the boys that did lose their boats. You know, we had 7 that sank and 3 total lost. And then just to watch the bigger boats surging on their chains and everything else, and you just can't do nothing for them.
Damage limitation, the name of the game now. As earlier this morning, further up the coast in Kingsand, efforts to protect the battered clock tower continued, in between the tidal surges. And as you can see, it's a similar picture here in Dawlish, where they're still having to deal with the fallout from that ferocious storm earlier in the week. On the Devon coastline, with its punctured rail line and pavements littered with track ballast, this is where Wednesday's storm memorably removed a part of the coast. That swinging track now a mere prop in Network Rail's fractured endeavour. This morning they began bolting down sea containers as a breakwater, and then the tide came back in.
The oncoming storm is going to cause us all sorts of problems potentially, but as you can see, we have been working as much as we can around the storm. We're working in kind of 6-hour on, 6-hour off shifts to avoid the high tides.
But will it be enough to save those houses hovering above this still exposed crater?
That's not for me to say, but I think, yeah, 1 or 2 are under question at the moment. But that's more for the surveyors to tell us. We're in the hands, I think, of both the elements and Network Rail, frankly.
The rail link severed in Devon, another in Somerset between Bridgewater and Taunton, now rendered completely inaccessible by the rising water. By the afternoon, there were 187 flood warnings across England and Wales. And on the Somerset levels today, the flow of evacuations continues.
Well, the current situation is that the moor behind me, the other side of the river, is continuing to rise at about 5 mils an hour, and that's why we've seen the more extensive flooding in Moorland and Fordgate. We've evacuated 2 families last night, and that was very much with the help of police and the military from 40 Commando.
What the southwest coast of Britain was experiencing today, France had a dose of it too. This was the scene on the Brittany coastline. And all the while, back on UK shores, the military's role in the management of this seemingly relentless onslaught grows ever more prominent. On Chesil Beach near Weymouth, the Royal Engineers brought in their excavators to repair the shingle defences. But once again, they stood redundant, waiting for this latest storm to pass. Well, on Chesil Beach here, we're being told that the Royal Engineers may be able to get their excavators in action on Monday, but only when this weather has abated. And what a military presence we're now seeing. We've seen the Royal Marines in Somerset wading through those floods. They're still there. And as I speak tonight, We're being told that soldiers from 7 Rifles are in Berkshire on standby. There are 70 soldiers now in Reading trying to shore up the flood defences around an electricity substation, and that's a substation which is under threat from flooding and which is serving about, what we hear is tens of thousands of customers and significant number of businesses.
Andy Davis, incredible pictures. Thank you so much.